What's up guys, Nick Rapazzi here. Thanks for taking it into the channel. So today's kind of a shitty weather day, so I'm gonna go over the cold side of the turbo and a couple of the parts that came in that I wanted to address on the car that was kind of aggravating me since I kind of bought the car and I finally just broke down and got it. So we're gonna do a couple unboxings and then I'm gonna show you the cold side of the turbo system with the new intercooler and the intercooler piping that came in. So let's get into the unboxing. So first we got this big ass box right here. Let me get it on a flat surface real quick. Say hi, Sky. So this box right here is to address the suspension. It's Johnny O'Connell's sway bar kit. And after reading multiple reviews on most of them, it was either to do this or like a Z51 upgrade. So I wound up finding a really good deal on this and found it about $100 cheaper than I could have bought it anywhere else. So I wound up getting this. I already opened it and went through it, but here it is right here. And going off the measurements of the stock, because I have a base model 05, and the sway bar diameter on the front and rear of these compared to the stock ones, which I'll show when I do the install, is almost double the size. These are insanely good quality, and I really like the color because it's going to match the theme of the car when I actually paint it and put the wide body on this winter. The sway bar end links, which are here, are amazing quality. They're so they adjust on both sides, and they're adjustable up and down to get maximum amount of traction out of the whole system. It's another big reason why I like the system over others, because the amount of adjustability for this is going to be amazing and tighten up the steering a lot more than it has been. And I bought Bilstein shocks. So there are two different ones that you can buy for the Corvette for the Bilstein shocks. They're shocks. It's a B6 or a B8. I bought the B8s because they're the HD models and they are for lowered Corvettes. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop the car on the stock bolts, which I'll show this weekend when I install this stuff, and see how low it goes. See if I like the ride height and everything that goes with that. And if not, we'll put lowering bolts on later on a later date. But with all the turbo stuff that I still need to buy, I didn't want to go crazy and get crazy into the suspension and dropping it. The new shocks and new sway bars, this should tighten up everything that I want. And what's been pissing me off a lot is my rear shocks are blown. So putting these in, it'll get rid of this squeak that I got every time I go over a bump. It's aggravating. So let's put this away, and then we'll get into the intercooler system. So let me pack this all back up, and then we'll get back into it when I pull the intercooler stuff, and I'll do an unboxing of the intercooler piping and the intercooler itself. So let me put this away. All right guys, so we have everything put away, and we're gonna start with the intercooler piping itself. The piping kit that I bought is a CXracing 3-inch universal kit, and the biggest reason why I bought this universal kit is, I'll show you when I get into it, but it came with straight pipe. Everything was packaged fairly well. I did open this before the video just to see what everything looked like. Everything was in here as advertised, and I did notice, so with the silicone couplers, I did buy, as I told you guys, the 3-inch to 3.5 right here. Open this up. And I did notice the difference between, this is from CXracing parts, the size difference, as you can see here, is you could definitely tell the difference in quality of the actual thing itself. The CXracing is almost twice as thick as the one from CXracing, but it is what it is. It was only, like, I think I paid ship to the house, it was like 125 bucks for the entire intercooler kit, and saved a little money there, but we'll see how good it is when it's actually on the car. So it came with two 90-degree elbows and a bunch of straight cuts. We got 2, 4, 6 straights, another straight 3-inch, and I did measure all the piping. It is all the same, but this is the big reason why I bought this kit, and I'll show you when I put the intercooler system together to show you guys the layout of what I'm going for here. So we got the stuff off of it, and the stuff's thick. It's a 2mm thick piping. For 120 bucks, I couldn't go wrong with this, but this was the biggest reason why I bought the kit itself. It comes with, looks like 16 band clamps. Work perfect. And then we got 390s, and it came with 345s. I took one of them out. But that's the kit itself. Everything seems good quality. I can't actually wait to put it on the car. It's not going to be this weekend, probably the weekend after we start building the kit and fitting everything for exhaust wise and everything. So let me get to the next part. So the next part of the intake system is I'm going to be switching to an LS7 style mass airflow sensor. And I bought this from CXracing. It was pretty cool. It's only 19 bucks, and it's a weld-on, and it fits perfect onto 3-inch piping. So this is going to go right near the intake, replace the LS2 style, and we're going to run an LS7 mass airflow sensor. This is a plug and play kit, so it'll plug LS2 side to the LS7 side of the sensor. That was like 27 bucks from PCM of North Carolina. And that's it on that. So let's get to the actual intercooler, and then we'll put together the kit and show you exactly how I'm going to set it up. So this I was super excited about because Treadstone Performance hooked me up with this and gave me a great deal on this. And the quality of this thing is insane. But we'll take this out and I'll show you the full setup on how I'm going to do the cold side. All the welds are perfect, and it is completely set up for a Corvette system. It's got a feed the outlet into the intake, which is perfect because it's going to mirror the top intake going straight out. So I cannot wait to put this on. This is probably the most exciting part besides the turbo going on, and one of the best deals that I got. Huge shout out to Treadstone Performance for this. So let me get this set up, and then I'll show you how I'm going to do the intercooler setup and show you the reason why I bought this intercooler kit. So let me put you guys down real quick, set this up, and I'll bring you right back. All right guys, so I have everything set up the way it's basically going to lay out in the car. There might be some minor adjustments to get around certain things, but we'll come to that when we get to it. But this is going to give you a basic layout of how everything is going to go into the car. So let's get to it. We'll start at the top. This is where the main intake is going to be going into the intake. It's going to have the 3-inch by 3.5 that I showed you guys before, and that ICT thing for the LS7, the weld-on bung here. It's going to go right here, so that's going to work out perfectly for what I want this thing to set up to. And we'll have the LS7 MAF right there, and I'm probably going to end up putting the blow-off valve right here. So that. So then you come down, you got coupler here. I really wanted to get the Van Jan clamps from Vibrant, but they're $100 and I want to say $30 a piece, and that would have added probably another like $600 worth of just clamps. So I'm not going to go that route just yet, but eventually we'll get to there. Then you got the intercooler. This is the inlet for the turbo, the hot side, and it comes along. This is why I bought that loop, because the radiator and everything's going to be right here, and this is going to loop around behind the fog light on the car, and then come back right out here where it's going to come in between the radiator fan and the sway bar. So it's going to come right up in between, and I'm probably going to have, depending on where this sits, because I might need to get, I didn't even use half the kit, as you can see. I might need this to come up a little bit higher. So if I need this to come up higher, I'm just going to have John weld this 90 to this one. But this one is definitely going to get welded. We're not going to use a coupler right here, just to keep everything as simple as possible and to avoid any leaks or blow-offs that can happen. So then we got a 90 up here. This is going to come right across the front pulley It's gonna be very close to where the intake is, and then this is a lot longer than it's gonna be, but it's gonna shoot out to the outlet of the turbo where the turbo is gonna sit. And that's the basic overview of all of this. All the stuff is extremely quality parts. This thing weighs probably like 30 pounds, and it's being held up right now just by this coupler from CXracing. So these are holding pretty well without any clamps on it, which I'm very surprised. I thought I was gonna have to at least support this to stay up, but I don't know. That's pretty much it. Like, again, I didn't even use half the kit in here, so a lot of this stuff's gonna be trial and error, see what we can use, and then eventually when James decides to buy a Corvette, we're gonna use my spare parts to build his turbo kit. So I'm excited to get all this stuff on. I've showed you this stuff before. Got the new turbo gauge and everything, so it's gonna be a complete custom build. The only thing I really have left to buy: blow-off valve, wastegate, and the fuel system, which is going to run like $4 grand. So we'll get everything on. But I hope you enjoyed this upload. I hope it was informative. I hope you see the quality of the parts and everything I bought, and helps you make a decision on buying your parts. If you have any questions, please ask. Anything that you guys want to know, where I bought it from, how well the stuff is when I actually put it on. And we'll be putting the sway bars and the shocks in this weekend, so I'll give you a full review after those are on, and everything like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this upload. Please have a good week. It is Tuesday. It's raining like hell up here, so I'm hoping that the weather breaks and we get some more nice weather so I can do some outside videos with you guys. But it is what it is. I'm out of here. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.